What's going on, everybody? This is Armand for your first video to go over how to do your budget. You should get one of these in your email, this document right here that we're looking at. If you didn't get one, please reach out to us, but it should be attached to you. And what I want to do is just kind of walk you through our budget. And this is an effort to either get you prepped up to meet with us or meet with a different financial planner altogether. So we're going to go through this real quickly. Actually, not real quickly, but we're going to go through this to kind of help you piece this together. So first of all, I want to point out to you that this is a monthly budget. So what we're looking for is just on average what you pay. You can go through your bank account and just kind of see what that month looks like. We know it's not exact, but when I'm advising my other clients, one of the things that we try to do is get them to aim a little high to see where they land as far as their budget goes. So obviously, at the top here we have your name for you. If you're single, just put your name and you and your wife's name. And then the first side here that we're looking at here is under living expenses. So there is, where you put your rent, your property taxes, home repairs, utilities, you name it. You just go line by line what you want to put in there. The thing that I want you to focus in on is obviously we have some stuff highlighted in yellow here. And I'm going to go over that a little bit. So in yellow, we have groceries, personal goods, entertainment, dining, clothing, transportation, and that looks like it's it. So I want you to focus in on those areas because what we're going to do if you decide to work with us is we want to create a little spending section for you in those areas. So you got groceries, personal goods, entertainment, dining, clothing, and transportation. So that section, that yellow section, is what I would call the variable spending account. And so it's really hard to decide how much you spend on groceries from one month to the next. It really just depends on how often you go to the grocery store, things of that nature. But it's not a reoccurring like your Verizon bill. Usually it's going to be around, $100 a month, or your utilities is going to be around a certain amount. It's not as fixed as some of your other bills. So we have those highlighted in yellow so that you can kind of try to get a gauge on how much you go out every month, how much you spend every month on personal goods, and then gas. Depending on what's going on in your world, how much do you really spend on gas or bus pass or whatever the case may be. And so we want to have you fill those section out because one of the things that we're going to do is we're going to create an account specifically for that area. Uh, the next thing I want to focus on is the green area, which again is another place where we're going to create an account specifically for that. So talking about gifts, birthday, holiday, and special, club dues, hobbies, and children's activities. So children's activities could be basketball, it could be baseball, it could be uniforms, it could be stuff that's just really hard for you to, really calculate how much you're going to spend for one month to the next. And then Christmas comes around every single year. And if you have children like I do, there's so many birthday parties where you have to buy gifts. And take little special things for the other children that you need to plan for. And so what we want to do is kind of make sure we highlight that and create a special account for that so that you're not scrambling when there's a birthday party that you need to go to or a wedding that you need to go to or whatever special occasion that you may have, that we put enough money in the account to support you and your family to be able to go to those functions without it being a stressful situation. Again, not fixed like the telephone bill or your homeowner fees or newspapers necessarily. So those can be a little bit variable. So we've highlighted those in green. And again, when we go through, you'll see this budget again when we go through your cash flow management system, how this all will work out and pair up so that you guys will be prepared for that. The next thing you want to kind of look at is savings. I have highlighted here in blue. This is emergency savings. Not to get into big argument. I typically advise my clients to have at least $5,000 in emergency savings. As we develop this relationship, we'll work towards you having more in different aspects. But if you don't already put money into a savings account on a monthly basis, this is what we're looking at. So when you're filling this out, I'm not looking for you to tell me how much you have in emergency savings. Or if you go down the line, retirement accounts, education accounts, IRAs, things of that nature. I'm not looking for how much you have in it. Again, this is a monthly budget. I'm looking for how much do you put in it per month actively. Uh, and if you don't put anything in there, then put zero. No big deal. 401k, I'm looking for exactly how much, on average. I know depending on if your pay is variable, but on average, what do you put in your 401k on a monthly basis? Lastly, for me, I have highlighted in purple travel. Again, I want you to really think about that, and I want to create an account for you to travel because I'm very big on you living your life with a purpose. So I want you to put in there again, if we're going to create a savings account that's specifically for travel, how much per year would you want to travel? So if it's $2,000 per year, that means you put 166 per month into the savings account so that you get to $2,000 per year, and you just fund that on a monthly basis. Or if it's $5,000, then you are going to put like 450 per month in. Is that 450 per month? Shoot, I need my calculator. Shoot, I don't have my. Hold on a second. Let me get my calculator here. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do it right here. 5,000 divided by 12. Something tells me that is not right. 416.66. 416.66. So you'd put 416.66 into the travel account per month to reach $5,000. This does a couple of things for you. When it's time to travel, you get to travel. You saved for it. You get to reward yourself, and you get to go on your trip and not stress. And that's what I want to create for you guys, is the ability to save up for fun stuff and do it. So let's go back over the budget a little bit more closely. Those are the highlighted areas that I want you to take a look at. As you can see, this is separated out in living expenses. Then we have insurance section. Then we have savings and investment section right here. And then we have consumer debt. Okay. And so when you get down here and you start totaling it up, you'll see over here A, B, C, and D. You'll be able to take the bottom line to those and move them over there, and then add it all up. So again, when you get into consumer debt, I just want to again point out to you that I am not looking for you to put the total amount of debt that you have. I am looking for how much you actually put onto the credit card per month, or like your auto or your student loans. You can, if you want to, next to the line, not the underneath the monthly amount, but next to the line, if you want to put the total amount, we're gonna find out your total amount once you decide to hire us. But if you want to put the total amount next to it, that's perfectly fine. But what we're really interested in is the monthly amount that you pay towards your car loan or any personal loans that you have. And then you want to total that up and put it in section D. And then we have here your pay. So we got your gross income, which is, without taxes or anything being taken out of it. Now, you want to be careful with this. Obviously, we've already taken out what you put towards your 401k. So we're really just kind of looking on average what you put towards federal taxes, what you put towards state income taxes, what you put towards Social Security payroll. And then below that, that's where you will get your net income. Now, obviously, there's some tricks to the trade here. If you want to just get the net amount, if you want to take how much is being put into your checking account, that is fine too. But let me caveat that with the fact that if you put the net amount in section E, then you don't need to put the monthly amount that you put towards your 401k, because the 401k is already being taken out of your paycheck. So don't put the 401k down. Don't put how much you put towards disability down. If it's in your paycheck and you just want to take the net amount to make your life easier, because one of the things that you will supply to us is a copy of your paycheck. So we will be able to figure that out for you. So if you want to make this easier on you and just say, hey, look, I just want to put how much on average is put in my checking account. Let's say it's $3,000 per month, put $3,000 there. But just make sure that you don't include your 401k or anything else that is in your paycheck in the other sections. Then obviously you want to look at your spouses and do the same exact thing. Either you take the federal, state, and Social Security payroll, FICA out, and all that other good stuff out of your payroll, and then subtract it out to get the net income. That's perfectly fine. Or you can just take the net amount that goes into your checking account, but be sure not to include how much you put towards 401k, disability, or any of that in the other sections. That way you're not double counting. And then when you're looking at other net income, some have rental income, retirement income, child support. SBP is for my military clients. So you can look at that, disability and other investment income, and then you can add those such sections up. So you get down here and you see total monthly income. You add up E plus F plus G, that equals H. You take what you added up over here in section A, and put it over here. Section B, put it over here. Obviously, section C, the total amount, put it down here, and then D, which was your consumer debt. You add all of those up, subtract H from I, and then you get what is unallocated money. Unallocated money. So what you're looking for is you want to have a positive unallocated amount there. So whether it be $500 or $1,000 or something along those lines. So if you have $1,000 unallocated, that means that you have enough money to start put money towards investments or put money towards savings. You basically have something to work with. If you are negative, then you might want to start trying to work on doing some debt reduction before you start working with us. Get the debt paid down, start paying down all the debt that you can, so that when you free up your budget, then you can start saving. So we're looking for a positive number right here. Typically anywhere between $500 to $1,000 a month unallocated. And so that at the very least, so that we can start investing. Obviously, there's going to be some other factors. That's why it's $500 to $1,000, and those factors typically have to do more with your savings section. Obviously, if you're like maxing out your 401k, or you're putting $2,000 a month into savings, or however much into savings, and then you go into this unallocated dollar amount and you have zero, that's gonna or negative, then that's going to play a part in this, right? So if you have huge amounts of money that you're putting towards savings and then somehow you're negative, well, then obviously we can adjust how much you're putting towards savings or take a look at that to see if you qualify. But if you're not putting anything in the savings and then you have a negative number here in unallocated dollar amount and you have a lot of debt, then we may need to look at, getting you on a debt reduction amount. So this is the budget. Work through it, and then tomorrow you should get another video that goes over your goals. So that we will go over your goals next. So take a look at that when you get it tomorrow, and remember one thing: they want you to spend, we want you to save.